Congrats on beating Grim Matchstick. Thanks. God, that was ooh. I don't know how to put it. That fight was making me feel bad by losing constantly. It's one of those things where as I was playing it, I was like, it shouldn't be this difficult. You know what I mean? An hour? Is that how long it was? Okay, I gotta be honest, it felt like an hour, longer than an hour. Felt like I should have. It felt like it was like closer to 2 hours, honestly, in my head. Me looking back on it right now. But here's the thing: I still, in the what 3 streams of Cuphead I've done so far, I've had a lot of fun. It is fun to just kind of, turn brain off, but then just bash your head against a wall against some bosses that you know what you need to do. You just gotta focus on in your hands just to do the dang thing. I think it's the hardest one on aisle 2, or at least the one people have the most trouble with. Well, that's good. That's good to know that I'm not. I wasn't having like difficulty on like the hardest or the easiest thing or something, or it was like my struggles were outside the norm or something. I fear for aisle 3. I fear for aisle 3. Let's see. I'm gonna save this Word document. Gotta make sure I saved the Word document. Oh! Shit. Yes. So I think I've brought this up before, but I have the Word document. Or it's not Word, it's the free version of Word. Open Office. I have an Open Office text document where I store every song that's played during the stream, like, pre-stream, or back when I used to do, like, mid-stream songs, too. And, or, did I occasionally, I don't think it lasted long, but I think I used to do, there was a short time, but I ended up abandoning it, where I did, like, end-of-stream songs as well. I digress. I have the list where I, keep track of everything that's played, alphabetical, how many times, when's the last time it played, all 3 things for each song. And then on top of that, if it's a chat requested song, then I italicize it. So I'd almost forgotten to do that with this song, and then I gotta make sure I save just so that I actually save that. So yes, we're gonna solve the epitaph. Yes, so that I rudely interrupted. Wait, was it Erica that was gonna solve it? Erica was gonna solve it. But the thing I'm thinking of is, wasn't Bernie gonna explain it? Exactly, okay. Erica/Burn. There we go. Burn Erica? Is that a agreed upon fandom name for the two of them? That's kind of like the same person, but not really, but kind of. Burn Erica. It's not that clever. I mean, burn, Bernie, burn, and then you're sticking Erica at the end. Oh, okay. I mean, I'm fine with calling it Burn Erica. But yes, I think in the in-story Game 5 world, it seems like Erica is going to just slap the Ishirimiya family upside the head and make them feel bad when she solves it super quickly. And I think we immediately interrupted Bernie. She took Battler to some weird dimension. I assume it was like a dimension that was supposed to show off the fact that that's like the dimension where she can look at the different fragments and whatever. I don't know if we got much more explanation than that. I think it's supposed to be, yeah, I don't know if there's going to be more explanation, but it just seemed like some kind of like little, a sea of fragments. That's a good term for it. And she was going to show, Lambda was there in tow as well. She's going to show Battler, I assume, the solution as well. And that's what I interrupted. and abruptly ended. Should say, not 100% sure how long I'm going to be able to go tonight, but, you know, hopefully I hit somewhere at least around 2 hours. But I can't guarantee much more than that, maybe. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So weave together some fragments for solving the riddle. Okay, so she's just gonna do it. Now it seems unfair. She says she's gonna solve the epitaph riddle, right? But she has mystical powers. And Battler has half a brain cell. So it doesn't really seem fair. If she's gonna chastise him and say, how could you guys not have solved this riddle or something? And he's just like, And as much as I love a lot of the Ishimiya family members individually, you know, minus some exceptions, they're also not, I'm not gonna say they're the most, the brightest bulb in the bunch. They're not necessarily, I wouldn't necessarily say they're super smart. So it seems unfair, if I'm to give them any credit. So Burn Castell opened both of her hands. Then, like a planetarium, all of the fragments throughout this empty space began to spin, leaving tails behind them. Whoa! The expression planetarium might have been surprisingly fitting. What do I mean they aren't smart? Look at Kraus. Oh, you don't even know. In the group chat, there have just been so many Kraus memes getting fired. It's surprising, but also not surprising just how many memes can be generated from the joke of Kraus being dumb / fiscally irresponsible. It's been a pleasure to see and read a bunch of those throughout the last 24 48 hours. He's such an easy target. The expression planetarium might have been surprisingly fitting. Multiple fragments were tied together by gold lines, and what looked like constellations zoomed by us rapidly, one after another. It felt almost as though we were dashing through space at an incredible speed. Then, with tails of light drifting behind them, several brightly glowing fragments swirled around Burn Castell. It looked almost like she'd created her own solar system, with her as the sun. She is the sun. The universe does revolve around her. That solar system surrounding Burn Castell grew to a radius large enough to swallow us up. And every once in a while, one of those satellite fragments zoomed right past me. Oh fuck, oh shit! Oh, don't take me out of that one. I don't want to be there. I see, no. Get me out of there. When those fragments passed by me, it felt as though some kind of memory welled up inside me. So I sensed it. These fragments are probably like a crystallization of memories. They aren't memories. They're fragments of worlds. Well, I guess they might feel like memories to you. I'm adjusting some things. Okay. Then let's begin. Let's start with this fragment. One of the satellites in the solar system was slowly sucked into an inward trajectory with Burn Castell at the center. After drawing a spiral and approaching her, it settled down on the palm of Burn Castell's outstretched hand. Then glittered brightly, painting over the world with pure white. The beloved hometown definitely won't betray our expectations. The only past father held dear happened during his childhood years. I remember that.
これは第3のゲームでエヴァおばさんが碑文の謎を解く直前にしていた自分の中の魔女とやらとの考察だ。
This is from the third game when Aunt Eva was just about to solve the riddle of the epitaph and was thinking it over with this witch inside her or whatever. Oh, he explains that just like I would. that second half of the sentence, and was thinking it over with this witch inside her or whatever. Like, if I was to recount, like, certain moments in this game, I would also say stuff like, or whatever. Things that I wasn't 100% clear about, I'd just be like, yeah, that or whatever. And that's where the comparisons between me and Battler end. Everything else, I am far superior compared to Battler. I stand by that. That's right.
そしてこの考察から彼女は正解を紡ぎ出した。
And, from these thoughts, she made her way to the correct answer.
つまり正解へ至る重要なヒントを示すかけらということ。
In other words, this fragment shows a vital hint for reaching the truth.
つまりこの推理は間違っていないということなのよ。
It means that this theory is not mistaken.
つまり懐かしき故郷とやらば何かの比喩でも何でもなく。
So, you're saying we should assume this beloved hometown isn't a metaphor or anything like that?
そのままじいさまが少年時代を過ごした故郷と読み取っていいということなのか。
But the place grandfather actually spent his youth?
そういうこと。
That's right.
そして少なくともそれは小田原ではないわ。
And at the very least, it isn't Ottawara.
生まれは確かに小田原だけど、お父様が懐かしむ故郷は多分小田原のことじゃないわ。
Ottawara is definitely where he was born.
それについては多分兄弟たちは全員同じ場所で認識してるわね。
But I don't think that's the hometown he loved. I imagine all of his siblings have the same place in mind.
そうね。
Right.
多分小田原じゃないわね。
This probably isn't Ottawara.
聞いた話ではとても楽しい少年時代だったそうよ。
From what I've heard, he had a very fun time as a youth.
そうだな。
That's right.
エヴァおばさんたち兄弟は小田原であることを否定していた。
And even her siblings said it wasn't Ottawara.
いや、それどころかみんなはじいさまの故郷がどこか察しているようだった。
And not only that, looks like everyone guessed where grandfather's hometown was.
そう。
Right.
そして意地悪なことにそれがどこなのかはどのかけらでも語っていない。
And annoyingly, the actual location isn't spoken of in any of the fragments.
そりゃそうでしょう。
Well, duh!
それを教えてあげちゃったらヒントが過ぎちゃうわ。
If I told you that, there'd be too many hints.
難易度の高い謎でなきゃ意味がないんだから。
If it wasn't a hard riddle, there'd be no point to it.
あらいけない。
Uh-oh.
これもヒントになっちゃうわね。
That's a hint, too. Get out of here. Honestly, at this point, I don't need to hear from Lambda at all. Like, she can just... I'm having a moment here. Me and Battler are having a moment here with Bernie. Lambda Delta, I can just find the nearest exit and leave.
一体じいさまの故郷というのはどこだったんだ。
Just where is this hometown of grandfather's?
それがわからなくちゃ始まらない。
We can't even start if we don't know that.
始まらないから思考を停止したわけ。
You mean you couldn't start, so you stopped thinking?
住み得た場所である以上それは有限の範囲内だわ。
Since it had to be a place where he could have lived, the number of possibilities is limited.
まあここが一番辛いところなんだけれど。
Well, this is the toughest part.
お前は確か解ける謎である限り絶対に解ける魔女だったな。
You were the witch who could certainly solve any riddle that could be solved, weren't you?
つまりお前はその有限の範囲内、
So, you took those limited possibilities,
つまり地球上の全てがじいさまの住んでそうな土地を全て想定して考えたのか。
in other words, everywhere on the earth, and considered every single piece of land that grandfather might have lived on, She's like an expert geoguesser. This is a dumb joke.
そうしてもいいけれど、それじゃあ時間がいくらあっても足りないわ。
That would work too, but that way no amount of time would be enough.
だからさらにヒントを加味して答えを絞る必要があった。
So, I need to take some more hints into consideration to ring out the answer.
自分で言ったじゃない。
Didn't you say it yourself?
水の流れる川かどうかわからないって。
You said it didn't have to be a river with water flowing down it.
あゆという言葉がそんなにもややこしいなら忘れてしまえば。
If the word sweet fish is too complicated, why not forget it?
川で考えるの。
Think of a river.
川で。
A river.
家系図という連想は悪くないわ。
Linking it with a family tree wasn't a bad idea.
その要領で川から連想するものを他にも考えてみて。
Try thinking about how to link a river with something else along those lines. Am I gonna get the answer here, or am I gonna be strung along further? I just want to know the fucking answer to the riddle. Give me the answer. Stop stringing me along, Bernie. I'm desperate here. A Sweetfish River running through the hometown.
しかしその川は本当の意味での川ではない。
However, this river isn't truly a river. Did I think you'd get the answer on episode 3? We're still on episode 5. Yeah, but like, what? So what? You're suggesting that we have to wait till episode 8 to just solve the one answer to the riddle? Which, at this point, the riddle seems to have taken a backseat to literally every fucking thing else that's taken place in this game. Like, the riddle seems to be the least of our concerns. The riddle, they should just give me the answer to the riddle out of pity. Out of consideration for the adventure we're been on. The riddle is, at this point, we get the answer to the riddle and it solves nothing. So just tell me the answer at this point. You know what I'm saying? just give me the damn answer. Sweetfish River running through the hometown. However, this river isn't truly a river.
エヴァは川から連想できる他のものを考えた。
I'm fucking going mad over here. Eva thought of something else, something that could be linked with a river.
そうだ
Sure.
な。しかし川じゃないならアユって何なんだ。
But if it isn't a river, then why the sweetfish?
考えなさい。
She says, think.
故郷を貫く川。
A river that runs through the hometown. Am I supposed to be able to solve this right now? Is she speaking to me in a way? Is she like, Austin, think. Think about a river, family tree, hometown. I want to sit here. I want to just pause and like, if it was, this is like the kind of thing where this would maybe, if I wasn't playing on stream, I would just let this like sit here on this visual novel screen here and just walk away from the stream, or not stream if I was not streaming it, but walk away from the game for like 2 hours and just just rack my brain forever. But unfortunately I'm streaming, so I'm not afforded this. I don't think you're gonna solve it without knowledge of Japanese and an atlas. Oh boy, that's a bummer, but understandable. A river that runs through the hometown. Is there just some? So I assume you're saying not of Japanese locations, but maybe also Japanese locations, but you're saying of the Japanese language itself, which then makes me think it's got to be some kind of wordplay thing. A wordplay thing of Japanese, obviously, language mixed with some kind of actual location.
でも水の流れる川じゃないわ。
But it isn't a river with water running down it.
川のようにも例えられるもの。
Something that can be likened to a river. Banner's like,
懐かしき故郷を貫く鮎の川。
Behold the sweet fish river running through the beloved hometown.
エヴァは故郷がどこか分かってたからアユというヒントを切り捨てて考えたけど
Eva knew where the hometown was, so she could forget about the sweet fish hint.
故郷を知らない私たちにはヒントになりうるかもしれないわ
However, since we don't know where it is, this could be a hint for us. Oh yeah, remember
ア
when
ユ
they
の皮に悩みすぎたわ
remember when they both held guns at each other? Good times. I worry too much about the Sweetfish River.
アユなんて大した意味ないじゃない
The Sweetfish part didn't really matter that much at all, did it?
そんなことないわよ
That isn't true.
立派なヒントだったじゃない
It was an excellent hint, wasn't it?
まあ確かにアユである必要はなかったかもね
Well, of course. Maybe there was no need for it to be Sweetfish.
あゆって何なんだ
What are these Sweetfish?
川が言葉通りの川でない以上あゆだってもちろん泳ぐ魚を意味したりはしないはずだ
If the river isn't a literal river, then of course Sweetfish probably doesn't mean the kind of fish that swims.
そうね
Yeah,
その上ローザに至ってはアユに大した意味はないとまで言い捨ててるわ
and on top of that, Rosa tossed it aside, saying that Sweetfish weren't that significant.
その一方でエヴァはアユである必要はないが立派なヒントだったとも言っている
On the other hand, Eva said it wasn't important for them to be Sweetfish, but that it was still an excellent hint.
つまりアユは何かを想起させる鍵だということ
In other words, the Sweetfish is a key to make you think of something else.
その何かが他の単語であっても想起できるならエヴァの言うアユである必要はないがという言葉につながってくる
If that something is a different word, but a word that Sweetfish makes you think of, then Eva's line about how it probably didn't have to be Sweetfish makes sense. From these thoughts, Aunt Eva formed some theory. Went to the library, looked through some books, and verified that she was right. In short, Aunt Eva formed some theory about the true nature of the Sweetfish River running through a hometown. Then, she opened a certain book to determine whether the theory was correct or not. In other words, this theory was something that could be verified through some kind of book. A book, you say? Also, after she figured out what the Sweetfish River was, she figured out the rest of the riddle very quickly.
良い思考よ
Good thinking.
碑文は川を下ればやがて里ありと続く
The epitaph continues on, saying, as you travel down the river, you'll see a village.
エヴァはその時点ではそこから始まる産業の謎を解けてはいなかった
At that point in time, Eva hadn't yet solved the 3 lines starting with this one.
里って何
What is this village?
里ってどういう意味
What does it mean?
この川を下ると里なんてあるの
Do you find one if you go down the river? Ah. A random thought I had. As this game was like coming out, since I assume it wasn't released in just, you know, one huge batch. I think we've discussed this probably before. I'd be curious to know like what percentage of people reading through this at the time actually like took the time to try to like solve whatever this riddle is, and how many actual was it like once one person found it out possibly or something, then did like that knowledge spread, and then it was like by the time it actually like a moment like this where the answer may be revealed, was it already like a bunch of people were like, oh, of course it's what we already knew, and then how many people was it like, oh, I still have no idea, you know? Like, I'd be curious. Right before my eyes, the pieces that I hadn't been able to understand at all began to snap into place all by themselves. Yeah, I kind of get that sense too. I couldn't even remember to close my open mouth. My throat grew completely dry. Is it really okay for this to be the answer? Really? Really?
つまり
I hope the answer is something really bizarre. Alright, before I'm actually told the answer, I'm hoping it has something to do with, like, some weird random thing that, you know, it have to be, like, something that's been brought up in the story, but also has only been touched upon maybe a couple times so that it's not, like, super obvious. I'm gonna say, I don't know, don't ask me how this would make any sense, but I'm gonna say the riddle has something to do with Kinzo's 6 toes. That's my theory. And, like, the word in Japanese for toes is, like, something that sounds like the Japanese for sweet fish or rivers or something. So maybe they had to go... Maybe... But that's how my brain is thinking about the riddle. Like, obviously, if it were, again, we're talking about Japanese, the Japanese language, Japanese words, and there's some kind of word play going on, is what we're being hinted at is the case. Then again, my brain thinks, okay, if it's something that's gonna maybe be revealed, and if I'm writing a story, I would want it to link to something that's been mentioned maybe a couple times. So again, something along those lines. And for some reason, I just keep thinking about toes, and I keep thinking about 6 toes and Kinzo. So my brain, not knowing any Japanese really, is to just go, okay, well then maybe toes in Japanese is closer-ish to like sweet fish or fish or river or something, you know? That's just how, that's just where my brain is right now. All right, let's continue. We're probably gonna get the answer in like a matter of minutes, hopefully. So.
故郷を貫く鮎の川が分かれば
Like, Sweetfish River running through the hometown translates maybe roughly to, like, toes of 6. Look in his shoe or something. Okay, the way I explain that makes it sound like I'm a crazy person. That, I didn't do a very good job of explaining that. But you know what I mean? Like, something... Oh, I can't, dude. Alright, let's just read. If we figure out what the Sweetfish River running through the hometown is...
自動的に川を下れば里あり云々が分かって黄金鏡の鍵が手に入るってわけだ
Sorry, I had some water there. That leads us directly to understanding that as you travel down the river, you will see a village stuff. And then we get the key to the Golden Land.
そういうことよ。
Correct.
エヴァもその書物を読んで確かめるまでは川を下った里のことは分からなかったみたいだし。
And we know that because even Eva didn't know what the village meant until she checked the book.
くそ
Damn it.
その書物って何なんだ
Just what is this book? Alright, see, this is where me and Battler differ. Because even if I had to think library inside the mansion and it's talking about a location, if I'm thinking about books, my brain immediately goes to atlas, like an atlas of some sort. So why is he stuck on the book? Come on, Battler.
でもこれは全然6文字じゃないわ
But this isn't 6 characters, 6 toes. 6 characters, 6 toes. But this isn't 6 characters at all.
これが答えに間違いないって断言でき
It's happening.
これは全然6文字に満たない
How did I not bring up the 6 toe when this scene was originally happening? How did I not bring up the 6 toes thing? I guess my brain wasn't at that point yet. It hadn't rotted far enough. I'm absolutely sure this is the answer, but this doesn't reach 6 characters at all.
また思考停止
Did you stop thinking again?
ならそれを6文字で読める方法を考えなさい
In that case, think of a way you could read it with 6 characters.
思いつかないなら調べなさ
If you can't think of one, then research it.
いきっと答えはある
There has to be an answer.
それを疑ってはダメ
You must not doubt that.
それが信じられないならとっとと泣き寝入りでもしてへそでもかいて死んじゃえば
Oh, is believing in that too much for you? If only you just cry yourself to sleep and then you can just give up and die.
1
1 2 3, 4, 5, 6. Huh.
6文字。
6 characters. Kaboom. I
見つけた。
found it.
これが
This
黄金鏡への。
is... Dude, I would be... if I solved a riddle that's been, like, around for years that no one else could solve in the family, I would be screaming. I wouldn't even be as this composed. I would be, like, absolutely screaming. This is the...
鍵。
The key to the Golden Land!
そしてエヴァは黄金鏡への鍵を見つけたわ。
I guess. She has more control than me. She's able to hide it. I guess. I don't know the layout that well. I forget exactly where the library was in relation to the rest of the mansion and where everyone else was. Then Eva found the key to the Golden Land.
あ
Yeah.
あ、そしてその鍵というのは
And this key.
6文字の何か。言葉か数字か文字列なんだ。
Was some kind of word, number, or string of characters. 6 characters long.
そういうこと。
That's it?
鍵の正体が6つの文字だと分かれば、第一の番の意味がだいぶ分かってくる。
If we know the key's true identity as 6 characters, the meaning of the first Twilight changes drastically.
第一の番に鍵の選びし6人を生贄に捧げよう。
On the first Twilight, offer the 6 chosen by the key as sacrifices.
鍵の選びし6人。
The 6 chosen by the key.
6文字。
6 characters. In other words, it means to sacrifice the 6 characters chosen by the key on the first Twilight. In other words, it means to sacrifice the 6 characters chosen by the key on the first Twilight.
この鍵がある特定の6人を指し示す。
This key indicates a certain group of 6 people.
いえ、ある特定の6つを指し示すというべきね。
No, we should say it indicates a certain group of 6 things.
もしこれが文字通りに生贄を捧げろという意味でないなら
If this doesn't mean a literal command to offer sacrifices,
ば、例えばアナグラムかもしれないわ。
for example, it could be an anagram.
アナグラム
Anagram? An anagram?
文字遊びのことかね。
Do you mean playing with letters? Yes, Kairi-san has been thinking that way ever since that moment. She's the best!
第2の番に残されし者はとある。
On the second Twilight, there are those who remain.
ということは、少なくともその何かは有限の文字数なのよ。
Which means that, at the very least, that something has a limited number of characters.
そこから6文字を抜いて残った文字で話を進めろと読み解けるわ。
You could read it like it's telling you to continue with the remaining characters after the first 6 characters are removed.
つまり第一の番に6文字以上の文字列から
In other words, on the first Twilight, we take a list of characters that's longer than 6,
鍵である6文字を殺し
kill the 6 that are the key,
残った文字でどうにかしろという意味なんだ。
and then do something with the characters that remain?
そういうこと。
That's right.
ただ当時の切り絵も言ってる。
But, like Kairi said,
ならば何から6文字を殺せばいいのか。
what should we kill the characters from?
その殺す大元の文字列がわからない。
We don't know this longer string of characters that we're supposed to be killing from. On the first Twilight, kill 6 characters that are the key. On the first Twilight.
つまり第一の番という時点でもう 何かの文字列が存在するということなのか。
In other words, by the time we reach the first twilight, some string of characters already exist?
しかし第1の番じゃ4文字しかない。
That might be a set of Japanese
他
characters.
の読み方か。
But knowing grandfather's tastes, could it be something in English?
じいさま風に英語で読むなら第1の番ってなんだ。
The first twilight has more than 6 characters.
ファーストナイト。
Even though the Japanese phrase has just 4. Oh no, are we gonna have to hear the answer from her? From smug Erica? Good.
バトラさんのその考え、なかなかです。
That idea of yours isn't bad, Battler-san.
鍵の選びし6人の生贄を6文字の文字列と読み解く。
We can interpret the 6 sacrifices chosen by the key as a string of 6 characters.
柔軟な発想だと思います。
I think it's a very clever concept.
鍵が鍵の形状をしたものとは限りませんから。
That way, the key doesn't necessarily have to be key-shaped.
アナグラムの可能性は私も考えてたの。
Okay, obligatory turn to a key-shaped glued. Glued, turn to a T-shaped glued. Reference that old video. Okay, I've also considered the possibility that it's an anagram.
そういや以前そんなことを言ってたな。
Come to think of it, you did say something like that before.
しかしだとしたら何から6文字を抜くんだ。
But in that case, where do we take the 6 characters out from?
そうね。
That's right.
6文字も抜く以上、それ以上の文字数だわ。
Since we're taking 6 characters out, it must be at least 6 characters long.
第1の番を6文字以上にどう読み解けばいいのかしら。
We need to read that in some way that gives it more than 6 characters.
お父様のセンスならやっぱり英語なのかしら。
If we follow father's sensibilities, I guess it probably is English after all.
行き詰まるようなら先に第2の番に進みヒントを探してみましょう。
If it looks like we're getting stuck, why don't we move on to the second twilight and look for hints?
残されし者は寄り添う2人を引き裂け。
Those who remain shall tear apart the two who are close.
残されし者は6文字を抜いた後に残った文字だと考えてよいでしょう。
We can probably think of those who remain as the remaining characters after the first 6 have been taken out. For some reason in my head, I'm already going to like these. Then this might not even be a part of the whole thing. But for some reason, I'm thinking of like letters that have like sections that look like a head or a chest or a stomach or a knee or something. I don't know. That's... It's too late, Austin. You couldn't solve the fucking riddle. Stop trying. You can't solve it anymore. You lose. Erica's got it. Bado. No. Oh, it's gonna haunt me. It's gonna keep me up at night. We can probably think of those who remain as the remaining characters after the first 6 have been taken out.
となると、寄り添う2文字とはどういう意味になるんだろうね。
In that case, what does it mean by 2 characters that are close?
そうか。
I see.
わかったぜ。つまりはこういうことだ。
I get it. So that's what this is about. For example, let's take the following list of 9 characters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then, let's say that the 6 characters offered as sacrifices are 1, 3, 6, 7, 8, and 9. In this case, we erase the aforementioned 6 characters from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and get X, 2, X, 4, 5, X, 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 X. So then 4 and 5 would be the close ones, still.
2と4と5が残るな。
So, 2, 4, and 5 are left?
それでどうなるってんだ？
So what?
あ、
I read that weird.
4と5寄り添ってる。
Oh, 4 and 5 are close.
そうか、わかったで。
Yeah, I get it.
つまり寄り添いし二人っちゅうんは
So the two who are close are what I said.
そうさ
Yep.
2と4は間が空いているが4と5は隣り合っている
There's a gap between 2 and 4, but 4 and 5 are right next to each other.
寄り添いし二人だ
They're the two who are close.
グッ
Good.
ドお見事です
ど
バトラさん
Well done, Battler-san.
引き裂くという意味が4と5も潰せという意味なのか
We can't tell whether tear apart means to crush 4 and 5.
4と5の間を開けと言っているのかは分かりかねますがその着眼は良いと思います
Or to put a gap between them, but I think that's a good observation.
なら第三の番の残されし者は誉れ高き我が名を称えよってのは何だと思う
Then what do you think about the third twilight? Those who remain shall praise my noble name. I think I touched upon this last stream, back when she was really introduced and just started like showing up basically the rest of the family here. But if I was a member of the Ishirame family right now, and I was in this room, and she just deftly was just like solving this thing, or basically guiding us through, like Sherpaing us through, I'd be like, what the fuck? Why are we so dumb? I would be embarrassed. I would be so... I wouldn't even want to be a part of this team solving dynamic, because mostly it seems she already knows the answer. So at this point, she's just stringing this family along, and we just look like dumb fools. At this point, I'd be like, all right, Erica, I don't know who you are, but clearly you know the answer. Stop stringing me along. Just give us the answer. I'm done. I'm not playing anymore. I'm already upset. Just give us the answer. I sound so bitter. I just wanted to solve the riddle, but someone else solved it before me.
文字遊びである可能性が高い以上それもまた言葉遊びの可能性があります
Since there's a good chance that we're playing with letters, this might be the same thing.
残された文字は誉れ高き我が名をたたえよ
The characters that remain shall praise my noble name. Hmm.
難しいね
That's tough.
どういう意味だろ
What could it mean?
どなたかわかる方は
Does anyone know?
私は多分わかっちゃいました
I think I do. Yeah, of course you fucking do, Erica. What is it, Beato? I mean, is the last letters like Beato? I feel like I'm somewhere. Toes. It's somewhere. Link. Toes. 6. Beato. Beatrice. Praise the name. Beatrice. Beato. 2 that are close. I'm trying my hardest to figure it out before the game just tells me the answer. Eva says, huh?
何教えなさいよ
What is it? Tell me.
これもアナグラムか
Is this also an anagram?
またしてもグッド
Once again? Good. Also, I know I'm taking a lot of breaks. I'm sorry as I'm working my way through this. Apologies. Let's say they all solve the riddle here. Is it just gonna be a mad fucking scramble at that point? Like, the minute the answer is said, everyone is in this room. Is it not just gonna be like cutthroat, like Hideyoshi's just gonna start like decking people and trying to like hold everyone back as Eva like goes and runs off, and someone goes and finds this whatever that weird golden room place was. Like it's just like every man for themselves.
バトラさんはなかなか発想が柔軟です
Like that's how I envision it happening. I think Hideyoshi would play like defense. He would start like trying to like everyone would be paired up basically. Unfortunately, Rosa gets Maria, and not only do I think Maria would not give a shit about trying to find the room, but then you just have Rosa. Everyone just like pairs up, at least on the adult side, right? So then Rosa doesn't have anyone, unfortunately. But as we've established many times in the series, Rosa gets no one. Rosa doesn't deserve anyone, is what I mean. 2 teams of 3. But the thing is, I don't think the kids care. I think it's already been established. The kids, anytime the kids talk about their adults, like talking about the inheritance or the riddle or anything, they're always like, we don't give a fuck. It doesn't help us. We don't really like, I don't think the kids would try for the parents. Yeah, 2 teams of 2. I'm trying to think between Eva Hideyoshi versus Kairi and Rudolph. Who's a better team? Who would I trust more in like a scramble type situation? For some reason I just think Eva would be really good in that situation. Battler-san, you're a pretty flexible thinker.
アナグラムって文字遊びって意味だよね。
By anagram, you mean playing with letters, right?
ということは
That means...
つまり残った文字を入れ替えると何かの単語ができるという意味じゃないかしら。
In other words, maybe you can make some kind of word by changing the order of the remaining letters. That's what I'm saying. I think Eva would be like a dirty fighter, but in like a good way. Kairi, I think, has the smarts, but in a scramble type situation, I don't think that helps her. So that's why I give the edge to like Eva. Although it pains me to say.
だな。
Yeah.
とすると
If so,
ちょいと勇み足な仮説だが、
I might be getting ahead of myself with this theory.
俺は第一の番に間引く大元の文字数は11文字じゃないかと想定する。
But maybe the original list of characters that the first Twilight's removed from is 11 characters long.
またしてもお見事。
Well done again. Wait, 11 characters? Fuck. I'm trying. Well done again. I'm thinking of...
私も同じ見解でした。
I reached the same conclusion.
どうしてよ
Why is that?
どうして11文字なんて言えるんや
Why do you think there are 11 characters?
生贄を一人殺すというのは文字を一文字潰すことを意味すると思われます。
We think killing a single sacrifice means crushing a single character.
第二の番の引き下げをとりあえず2文字の間を開けという意味で解釈した場合なら11文字。
If we... Sorry, I was thinking of Bado again. This kills me. If we interpret the tear apart of the second Twilight to mean adding a gap between 2 characters, then there are 11 characters total. Nothing demoralizes me more than just thinking of a situation where if I was in here and I said like a theory, and then Erica just looked at me and said Bado to me in response to something I said, I would feel so bad. Again, I would give up at that point and then just demand that she give me the answer.
この引き下げが2文字を潰せという意味なら13文字になると想定されます。
If tear apart means to crush those 2 characters, then we can assume that there are 13 characters.
なぜならその後の第4の番から第8の番にかけて5回殺せという記述が出るからです。
After all, from the 4th Twilight to the 8th Twilight, the word kill appears 5 times.
そしてその次の第9の番で誰も生き残れないと書かれています。
And then, on the 9th Twilight, it's written that none will be left alive.
魔女が蘇るって部分をとりあえず無視するなら
If we ignore the part about the witch reviving for now,
これは第一の番に6文字潰し寄り添った文字を割いて
I
さら
figured
に5文字潰したら
that after crushing the first 6, separating the characters that are close, and then crushing 5 more of them,
ぴったり文字がなくなるという意味ではないかと考えたんだ。
there should be no characters left. So that makes 6 plus 5, or 11 characters. If tearing apart the 2 who are close in the second Twilight means to kill both of them, that makes 6 plus 2 plus 5, or 13 characters. There's a chance the word symbolizing the first Twilight has 11 or 13 characters. Wait, couldn't it be that easy, could it?
実にお見事です。私とまさに同じ推理。
Wonderfully done. That's the exact same theory I thought of.
バトラさんはどうやら私と同じ灰色の脳細胞に恵まれているようですね。
Looks like you were gifted with excellent little gray cells, just like me, Battler-san. I think that's the second time she said she's referred to, like, brain or smarts as, like, gray cells. It's very funny to me.
よせやい。
Hey, quit it.
適当だぜ、適当。
Just doing what comes naturally. He's just doing what comes naturally, just like being a perv and
おいおい、なんだよこれ。
and being stubborn. Battler says, "Hey, what the hell?"
駒の俺は随分と頭が切れるじゃねえか。
The piece me's pretty damn smart.
おかげで俺の推理する出番がねえぜ。
There's no room left for me to make theories.
ああ、ごめんなさい。
Oh, sorry about that.
バトラはこの時不在だったから私の方で勝手に駒を操らせてもらったわ。
You weren't around at this point, so I just controlled your piece for you.
切れ者っぽくていいでしょ。
Damn. Isn't it nice how smart I made you look?
あんたはベルにプレイヤーをしてもらった方が賢そうに見えるわ。
You look smarter when Burns playing you.
プレイヤーは降りて駒に専念した方がよくない？
Why not step down as a player and concentrate on being a piece instead? I joined in on this game partway through, well after the first murders occurred on October 5th. That means the piece called me was controlled by the player, Berncastel. So, guess that means it's possible for Berncastel's reasoning to be announced through my mouth. The game I'm watching now is nothing more than a replay of a part that's already ended. Embarrassing. However, it's probably good enough for now. After all, this Berncastel-sama's going out of her way to solve the epitaph for me. I'll watch closely for now. And I'll try to find out what it means. Lambda Delta let it slip herself just a second ago.
そりゃそうでしょ。
Well, duh.
それを教えてあげちゃったらヒントが過ぎちゃうわ。
If I told you that, there'd be too many hints.
難易度の高い謎でなきゃ意味がないんだから。
If it wasn't a hard riddle, there'd be no point to it.
あらいけない。これもヒントになっちゃうわね。
Uh-oh, that's a hint too. This theory about grandfather creating the epitaph in order to choose a successor, isn't bad at all. Erica and Berncastel's logic is extremely reasonable. But that's only if we assume grandfather was the one to create it. He was probably alive at the time the epitaph was displayed. But of course, grandfather is already dead by 1986. And, in the games up until now, Beatrice threatened us repeatedly with letters saying that the only way to survive was to solve the epitaph, and trying to force us to solve the riddle. In other words, it was Beatrice's intention, her hope, that we would try solving the riddle of the epitaph. The epitaph is so confusing that, in most cases, the relatives never seriously tried solving it until the threatening letters started to arrive. Don't I know it? That's why Beatrice fired the starting pistol and made us take a go at it. Why is Beatrice carrying out grandfather's will after his death? Like the theory proposed in the first game, is Beatrice really grandfather's confidant? Who's following his orders even after his death and trying to select the successor with the riddle of the epitaph in grandfather's stead? If she did that, it would mean Beatrice really was Kinzo's trusted underling. The family alchemist she claimed to be in that letter. After grandfather's death, Beatrice managed the 10 tons of gold and took the title of alchemist. She was entrusted with the epitaph's riddle without ever embezzling the gold. She waited for a human fitting to be the successor to appear and solve it. And if that human didn't appear within a set time limit, would that be game over? Certainly, and Eva, who solved the riddle in the third game, became the only survivor and automatically the final head of the Ishimiya family, inheriting everything. Up until now, no one has ever survived. Try that again. Up until now, no one has ever survived past October 5th, except Aunt Eva, the one who solved the epitaph. That was the only case where Beatrice let anyone survive. Dots. Is Beatrice's loyalty to grandfather the thing that drove her? Was she so loyal that she faithfully carried out some terrible order? To kill everyone if the epitaph wasn't solved? I must not stop thinking. Don't stop thinking. Don't just think of the riddle itself. Think about why it's significant. Why is Beatrice telling us to solve the epitaph? Why is she making us solve such a confusing epitaph? If Beatrice makes us try and solve this epitaph, to keep saying that word, we have no real chance of solving. And by some lucky chance a miracle occurs and someone is able to solve it, what significance would that have to her? I don't know. What such a miracle would be worth to Beato?
いずれにせよ、第一の番がわからねえ限り、これ以上はお手上げだな。
Anyway, until we figure out the first Twilight, we'll have to give up on the rest. No! Don't do this to me. No, don't give up. Fucking hell. We tried looking at it from several different angles, but in the end, we got stuck there and made no further advances. This... taking the piss out of me. Okay, let me try. This is a piss poor attempt. Maria let out an extra large yawn. This caused several other people to yawn. She's sleepy. We've been using our heads so much that everyone had gotten a little sleepy. Jessica, who'd been silent and irritated the whole time, quickly stood up.
私はマリアと一緒に上へ行ってるぜ。
I'm going upstairs with Maria.
テレビでも見てる。
We'll watch TV or something.
そうだね。
Using her brain is not one of Jessica's strong suits. No shots fired. No shots intended towards Jessica's way by saying that. I'm just saying. Just being honest. Oh yeah, that's true. She's still pissed. She's still like. Jared says, "Okay."
僕も上がるよ。
I'll go up too.
そうだ。みんなで上でトランプでもしようか。
Hey, why don't we all play cards upstairs? When George proposed this, Maria completely forgot about the big yawn of hers and started jumping around, insisting that she wanted to play cards. According to the clock, it was already 10 o'clock at night. It was already around the time you'd normally take a bath and get ready for sleep. Even the adults seemed pretty weary from traveling. We decided to continue this later and went our separate ways. This is unfortunate because then the deaths start happening, and then you have less brains thinking about the riddle.
エリカちゃん
Fools!
も一緒にどう？
Will you play cards with us too?
トランプ。
Erica-chan?
お気持ちだけで結構です。
I appreciate the sentiment.
客人の分もわきまえず、ちょっと仕切りすぎました。
I overstepped my bounds a little, forgetting that I'm a simple guest.
今夜はおとなしく休もうと思います。
I like to take it easy and rest for the night.
自分が遭難者であることをすっかり忘れていましたから。
I almost forgot I was recently in an accident.
まったくだぜ。
Seriously?
とても溺れてたとは思えない元気さだ。
You're in such high spirits, it's hard to believe you almost drowned.
若さね。
That's youth for you.
でも楽しかったわ。
Still, I enjoyed it.
あなたのおかげで推理が一層進んだ気がする。
I think we've taken a big step in our reasoning thanks to you.
もし私が黄金を見つけたら100万円くらい分けてあげるわ。
If I find the gold, I'll let you have about 1,000,000 yen worth. Wah ha ha ha.
せめて気前よく1億ぐらいドーンとは言えんのか。
Can't you at least offer the poor girl 100 million?
結構です。
No need to bother.
私に興味があるのは謎解きだけですので。
I'm only interested in solving the riddle.
それではこれで失礼します。
Well then, if you'll excuse me.
おやすみなさい。
Good night.
おやすみ。
Yeah, night.
あら、バトラ君は上に行かないの？
Oh, you aren't going upstairs, Badler-kun?
俺はちょっと面白くなっちまったんで。
I'm getting a bit interested.
もう少しここで考えをまとめてみます。
I'll think things through here just a bit longer.
第一の番を示す文字列さえ分かればきっと一気に道は開けると思うんすけどね。
If I can just figure out the list of characters that marks the first twilight, I bet the road before me will open up all at once. Everyone up to the second floor one by one. Only Aunt Rosa remained behind, cleaning up the coffee cups everyone had been drinking out of. Carrie-san and the others had offered to help, but Rosa had refused and was washing them all alone. Since I'd just been treated to such delicious coffee, I decided to help too. I wasn't just doing it because I felt obligated. I wanted to keep discussing the epitaph with someone.
第一の番、第一の
The first twilight. The first twilight. Hmm.
番。ローザおばさんはなんか思いつく文字列とか言葉あるっすか？
And Rosa, have you thought of some list of characters or a word?
さあ、
No.
私には全然。
I don't have a clue.
でも第一の番じゃなくて第10の番はちょっと気になったかしら。
But instead of the first twilight, it's the 10th twilight that bugs me.
第10の番？
The 10th twilight?
何ですか？
What about it?
うん。
Well?
黄金鏡って単語何度も出てくるでしょ。
Oh, excuse me. Duh, Maria's yawning and now I'm yawning when I did the fake yawn. Oh boy. Alright, well, at the end here, it says you'll receive the Golden Land's 4 treasures once and for the last time, right?
出てきますね。
Yeah, it does.
なぜか第10の番だけ旅は終わり黄金の今日。いえ、里ね。
Why mention that you're reaching the Golden Land just once and then say it's for the last time?
黄金の里へ至るだろうって書かれているの。
It's almost as though he's repeating the same thing twice.
どうしてここだけ黄金の里と書かれているのか気になってね。
I've just been wondering whether he had some reason for putting it like that.
本当だ。
Yeah, I vaguely remember us talking about that, about the change on there. Battler says you're right.
確かに。
Like you said,
他はみんな黄金鏡って書かれてるのに。
there's gotta be a more straightforward way of saying that. The line should have been a key part of the riddle where you wouldn't expect the writer to waste words needlessly. Could it have been done for some special purpose?
しかしバトラ君とあのエリカちゃんって子はすごいわね。
Still, you and that Erica-chan girl are incredible.
発想が本当に柔らかい。
Your minds really are flexible.
私なんかもうおばさんだから頭が全然回転しないのよ。
I'm already an old lady, and my brain just doesn't work that fast.
今日の鍵の選び師6人は6文字を間引けという意味だという推理は見事だったわ。
That theory about the 6 chosen by the keys signifying 6 characters to be removed was very impressive.
そう聞かされちゃったらもうそうにしか思えないけれど、
After hearing that, I can't see it as being any other way.
それまでは全然そうだと思わなかったものね。
But before then, I didn't think it was like that at all.
自分の頭の硬さが嫌になるわ。
I'm feeling let down by my own dull mind. We're closer to Rosa's age than battlers. You're saying us like... You're saying like me, like, damn. Dude, I'm so fucking old. I forgot what we said, how old Rosa was. I thought, if I'm remembering correctly, we said mid-30s or something, maybe. Like, I'm not that far away, dude. I am almost Rosa's age. I'm so old. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was saying like Rosa's age. She's about 35. I thought that's what we were saying. Oh, I'm so old, man. Fuck. Nah, I don't feel... Hey, here's the thing, though. It's as corny as you say. I don't feel old. Clearly. I'm just read Umineko here. Would the old heads read Umineko? I don't think so. I don't know what point I'm trying to make. After hearing that, I can't see it as being any other way, but before then, I didn't think it was like that at all. I'm feeling let down by my own dull mind.
そんなことないっすよ。
That's not true.
ローズおばさんだって頭十分柔らかいっすよ。
You've got a flexible mind yourself, Aunt Rosa.
その黄金の里って発見は何かの鍵になるかもしれないじゃないですか。
This last time thing might be really important somewhere down the line.
とんでもない。カチカチよ。
Not at all. My mind's very stiff.
私なんてついこの間までは第一の番というのは黄金鏡までの道中の10分の1の場所だとか思ってたんだから。
Up until now, I've always thought that this first twilight was nothing more than a place 1/10 of the way on the road to the Golden Land. Rosa, if you're feeling like your mind is very stiff, may I suggest the hit Nintendo DS game, Brain Age? Train your brain in minutes a day, and try to lower and decrease your brain's age.
なんすかそれ。
What's that?
面白そうだから聞かせてくれませんか。
Sounds interesting. Mind telling me about it? No. No, Battler, get fucked. Laugh.
だって
Giggle.
第一の番の前の行に黄金鏡へ旅立つべしって書いてあるでしょ。
After all, in the line before the first twilight, it says you must travel to the Golden Land, right?
そして10日をかけて旅をするわけだから、これはその旅の途中のお話なんだろうと思ったの。
The next part describes a journey that lasts 10 days, so I thought the first twilight would be part of the way through that journey.
旅。
A journey?
確かに。
I see.
それで旅を始めて最初の一晩目のキャンプで6人を生贄に捧げて。
Then the journey begins, and when you set up camp at the first twilight, you offer the 6 as sacrifices.
ならその場所ってどこだろう。
So, where would that place be?
スタート地点から何キロ目
How many kilometers from the starting point?
なんてね。内緒よ。
Please, don't tell anyone about your aunt's silly ideas, okay?
おばさんバカだから黄金の里のことずっと黄金の今日って読んじゃってて。
When I first saw that part about attaining to the treasures of the Golden Land, I just assumed it was more of the same.
ほら、今日って言うと京都みたいでしょ。
Typically, attaining treasures would mean obtaining them, but I thought it meant reaching or arriving at some place. A
だから
place.
お父様の故郷から京都までの旅路の最初の10分の1の地点に何か秘密が隠されてるんじゃないかって思って。
Some place 10 days away from Father's hometown where all these treasures might be found.
いや、めちゃくちゃ斬新っすよ。その発想。
Are you kidding? That's a brilliant idea.
10日をかけての旅の最初の一番目の場所。
And the first twilight is the first stop on that 10-day journey.
そこの地名が鍵か。
The name of that place might be the key to moving forward.
それを知るにはスタート地点とゴール地点がわからないとね。
For my 10-day theory to work, you'd have to know both the start point and the end point.
スタート地点は分かってるの。
I know the start point.
お父様が懐かしむ故郷は分かってる。
I know the hometown father loved.
お父様は少年時代をとても遠方で過ごされたのよね。
The place father spent his time when he was a boy really is far away.
でも問題はゴールの黄金鏡ね。
But the problem is the goal, the Golden Land.
一体どこのことなのかしら。
What does that really mean?
それが分からなきゃ私の説もさっぱり。
If we don't know that, my theory gets us nowhere.
長いことここで行き詰まってたんだけど、
I've been stuck at the spot for a long time.
今日のバトラ君たちの推理を聞いてて、やっぱり私の恥ずかしい勘違いだったんだわって思い知ったわ。
But after listening to your reasoning today, I've realized what an embarrassing mistake I've been making.
いや、それはそれできっと面白い発想だと思います。
No, I think that's still an interesting idea.
スタートとゴール。10日間の旅。
A start and a goal, a 10-day journey.
その最初の一晩目の到達点。
And the place reached at the very first twilight.
案外バトラ君ならポロッと解けちゃったりしてね。
Believe it or not, I think you might solve this one easily, Batherkun.
もしおばさんのヒントで解けたなら1割の半分でもいいから分けっこしてね。
If you do solve it with your aunt's hint, share some with me. Even 5% would be great.
約束よ。
It's a promise? No. Despite being my aunt, she gave me a smile and a wink, which would have made a man's heart jump. She's like, please save me and give me some money. Wait, did I read that? I read it in my head, at least. A smile and a wink which would have made a man's heart jump. Great. As I helped her wash the coffee cups, I kept pondering the epitaph's riddle in silence. After I finished helping Aunt Rosa, I passed through the corridor on my way to the bathroom and saw Erica unlocking the door to her room on my path.
あんたの部屋は2階じゃなかったか?
I thought your room was on the second floor.
てっきり上に上がってもう部屋で休んでるのかと思ってたぜ。
Figured you'd gone upstairs and had fallen asleep by... Excuse me, by now.
ちょっと探し物をしてまして。
I was just searching for something. What the hell? Some guest, some unwelcome stranger you welcome into your nice, fancy, swanky mansion who drifted in from the sea like a, I don't even know, like a whatever. Like, and then she's like, yeah, I'm just looking around. I'm just snooping. I'm just opening some doors. Don't worry about it. I'd be like, hell no, you aren't. Kick her out.
ここにならあるのではないかと思いまして。
I thought it might be here.
探し物?
Searching for something? Erica unlocked the door and opened it. A dusty smell drifted out. Oh shit, it was the library. Paddler, open up a book for God's sake. For a library, the gaps between bookshelves were extremely small. This is obviously built for storing books, not reading them.
探し物ってのは本なのか?
So, it's a book you're searching for?
本と言いますか。まあ、資料です。
Not necessarily a book, but materials, I guess you could say.
どうしてもしたい調べ物がありまして。
There's something I've just got to look up.
碑文の謎に関する探し物か?
You're looking for something to do with the epitaph's riddle?
まだ諦めてなかったとは殊勝なこったな。
Pretty impressive that you haven't given up yet.
200億の黄金は魅力か?
Is it 20 billion yen that enticing? I hadn't given up either. Apparently being stubborn is something we both share.
まさか。
Of course not. This is an interesting face. This thing... I don't know if it actually means anything. It might have just been a stylistic choice, but I talked about earlier how I watched, like, the opening movie, like at least 5 times as I was getting it up on YouTube. For, I think it goes live tomorrow. I believe. Yes. Tomorrow. Set it up to go live tomorrow. And I don't know if it means anything. It might have just been a stylistic choice thing, but, like, I'm pretty sure she does this face. And then, like, this eye glows blue. And I don't know if that's an actual, like, a thing? If that's, like, a thing? Or if it was just like, oh, look, this is a cool effect we could do to this JPEG. Like, I was like, I didn't know what, like, I don't know what that could possibly mean if she just had, like, a glowy blue eye. If that, like, actually, like, could actually signify anything. But it was something that I picked up and I was like, is that just a cool looking thing? It's just a cool effect. Let's just throw Erica, give her like a weird glowing blue eye at like a very sinister looking moment, you know? But it's just a thing I noticed. But I'm pretty sure it was from this face, because it was like she had one eye closed and then this one was... I digress. Erica says of course not.
私にとって興味があるのは謎解きだけ。
I'm only interested in solving puzzles.
黄金を求めるのは推理が正しかったことの証明が欲しいからだけです。
I search for the gold only to prove my reasoning correct.
仮に見つけても猫ババなんてしませんのでご安心を。
Even if I found it, I wouldn't pocket it for myself, so have no fears on the score. She immediately cast my comment aside, saying that she just likes solving riddles and had no interest at all in the gold. I thought she was pretty weird from the start, and it looks like that impression was spot on. What a weird little child. Erica slowly circled the bookshelf, searching for the book she was after. I'm also trying to solve the epitaph right now.
ああ、そうそう。さっきローザおばさんに第一の晩のヒントになるかもしれない面白い話を聞いたぜ。
Oh yeah, just a second ago I heard something interesting from Aunt Rosa, which might give us a hint about the first Twilight.
伺います。
Let me hear it? Erica asked this without stopping her search, or even turning to face me.
第一の晩にの前の行に鍵を手にせし者は以下に従いうんぬんってのがあったろ。
In the line before the first Twilight, it says that one who obtains the key must do so and so.
鍵を手にせし者は以下に従いて黄金鏡へ旅立つべし。
The one who obtains the key must then travel to the Golden Land in accordance with these rules.
ふう。
Ugh,
もう暗記したのかよ。
you've already got it memorized? Axel line.
さすがだな。
I guess I shouldn't be surprised.
それがどうかしたんですか？
And what about that?
はあ、
Yeah,
黄金鏡へ旅立つべし。だろ？
you've got to travel to the Golden Land, right?
ローザおばさんは第10の晩、すなわち10日をかけて懐かしき故郷から黄金鏡へ向けて旅に出る。
Apparently, this made Aunt Rosa think about the 10th Twilight.
ということを連想したらしい。
In other words, going on a 10-day journey from the beloved homeland to the Golden Land.
実はそれは私も気づいてました。
Actually, I'd already noticed that myself.
10日かかる旅路の1日目にたどり着く場所。
You start from the place reached on the first day of the 10-day journey.
そこから生贄を捧げる。
That's where you take the sacrifices from.
ああ、ローザおばさんもまさにそれを想像した。
Yeah, that's what Aunt Rosa thought of too.
面白い推理だと俺も思う。
I think the theory is pretty intriguing.
10日の旅の初日にたどり着く場所。
We're looking for the place you'd reach on the first day of a 10-day journey.
その土地、もしくは地名が鍵になるんじゃねえかってな。
That bit of land, or else the name of that region might be a key.
地名が鍵になるのではないかという推測は私もしています。
I also guess that the place's name might be a key. God, she always just has to one-up me. Jesus.
だから資料が見たいんです。
That's why I'm looking for materials.
推測を確信に変えるために。
I want to turn my guess into certainty.
あんた、探し物は何なんだ？
Just what are you looking for? Then, Erica's hand suddenly stopped, and she slowly pulled it out. As she dusted it off, she finally looked at me and spoke.
地図帳です。
It's an atlas. Oh, of course. An atlas. You know, that famous book that has locations in it. Alright, now I have to grapple. Do we call it a short night, or do I keep going? I'm thinking. I'm gonna base it based on what's shown at right after this. Who appears on the screen. Ah.
なんとか1日目をしのぎましたね。
I was gonna say, if it's Maria, if the first person we see is Maria, then we call it a night. No, it's not Sui. We'll read a little bit more. We'll read a little bit more, but I can't guarantee a good clean break for sure. She says, "It seems we've managed to make it through the first day." That's Sui could be seen in the study. When she muttered as though to herself, cool butterflies appeared to form the shape of a person. Oh yeah, this goes back to my theory that, like, this Erica girl coming, seemingly, now we got a tease that we saw a scene where Natsuhi gets accused by Erica of killing people. So obviously, hindsight and all, not a good thing that Erica comes here. But as of right now, if I was Natsui, I'd be like, great, this stranger comes and is diverting all possible attention away from me hiding that Kinzo is dead. Maybe, sorta, kinda. I'd be like, this is maybe a good situation for me. I think I referred it to as like the shiny new toy. Don't look at Kinzo. Here's this person that drifted up onto the island. We mustn't let our guards down.
このままぼんやりと過ごし、明日をしのげるとは思えぬ。
I can't imagine we'll last through tomorrow if we simply sit around here.
やはりお父様が不機嫌で出てこないというだけではごまかしきれませんか。
So, as I suspected, simply saying father's in a bad mood and refuses to come out won't be enough to deceive them completely. Indeed.
去年の時点で相当の不信を持たれていたようだ。
It seems last year left them quite suspicious.
それにより膨れ上がった毒素は今やとぐろを巻くかのようにこの書斎を取り囲み締め上げている。
Because of that, the toxin has expanded and is coiling itself around the study, growing ever tighter.
去年から疑われていただけではないでしょうな。
I imagine it goes beyond mere suspicions raised last year.
そうですね。
That's right.
それだけでは説明がつかないくらいに毒素は濃密に練り上げられています。
The toxin's grown too thick to be explained away by that alone.
おそらく金蔵様の死を去年の時点から疑い、今年の会議にて暴こうという強い意志があったに違いありません。
Someone must have suspected Kinzo-sama's death since last year, and is strongly intent on exposing that secret at this year's family conference.
去年の時点から騙しきれていなかったということですか。
Does that mean we didn't have them fully deceived even a year ago?
残念ながら、そうお考えになる方が今はよろしいかと。
Unfortunately, it's probably best to assume that, given our current situation.
明日も台風はとどまり、迎えの船は明後日になります。
The typhoon will remain here tomorrow, and the boat will not come for them until the day after.
つまり、あと最低でも36時間を持ちこたえねばならないということです。
In short, we must endure for another 36 hours at the very least.
夏日の目には見えぬであろうが、この部屋を閉ざす密室結界は極めて強固なものだった。
It may not be visible to your eyes, Natsui, but the closed room barrier sealing this room was once very firm.
それが今夜だけでボロボロに擦り切れ、嵐を待つ枯葉のようなありさまだ。
Tonight, however, it has been worn down almost to the point of crumbling, like dry leaves awaiting a windstorm.
いいえ、まさに嵐の真っ只中にありますよ。
No, the storm is already here.
夏日様、
Natsui-sama?
私は密室結界を別のものに変えることを提案いたします。
I propose that we switch from the closed room barrier to something else.
別のものというのはどういう意味ですか？
What do you mean by that?
つまり作戦を変えるという意味ですか？
Are you suggesting we change our plan?
さようでございます。
That is correct.
私とワルギリア様で去年のものに近い結界を再構築します。
Virgilia-sama and I will reconstruct a barrier similar to last year's.
つまり去年のように金蔵を極力書斎の外に出し、毒素の影から影へと綱渡りをさせるということだ。
In other words, we'll take Kinzo out of the study and have him tightrope walk from shadow to shadow where the toxin can't reach, just like last year.
危険ではあるが、わらわもそれを提案したい。
It may be dangerous, but I would like to second her proposal.
何ですって？
Is this a joke?
今さら作戦を変えるというのですか？
Do you truly intend to change the plan this far in?
牢城では切り抜けられぬと分かった以上、城を捨てることも考えねばなりません。
When one realizes they cannot withstand a siege, they must consider the option of abandoning the castle.
この書斎はもはや敵兵に囲まれ城壁さえも破られかけた城に同じ。
Right now, this room is like a castle surrounded by enemy troops with its walls about to crumble.
座世は死を意味するならば、玉砕を求めて最後の出陣をするのも手でしょうな。
If staying put means certain death, then you also have the option of riding out for one last stand at an honorable defeat.
降伏できぬ戦いでしょうから。
After all, surrender doesn't seem to be an option in this fight.
お父様の秘密は最後の最後まで絶対に死守します。
I'll protect Father's secret until the very end.
それを蹴取られれば言い繕う余地など何もない。
If it's discovered, we'll have no chance to talk our way out of it.
主人の横領は白日の下にさらされ、後ろ宮家の名誉は失墜します。
My husband's embezzlement will be exposed to the light of day, and the Ishimiya family's honor will be destroyed.
断固としてそれだけは防がねばなりません。
We must remain firm and prevent that no matter what may happen. It's kind of pathetic, because, as we've now talked about many times here, this is all in her head. This is basically all but confirmed to be all in her head. She is having this discussion, she's yelling to herself, she's imagining these other voices and these people in this room where she's like, whoa, and then they're like suggesting like, oh, we should probably go with the theory that he doesn't just stay in one place all the time. And then she's like arguing with herself and she's like, no, we can't change now, we can't do this. It's just like, if there was like to be anyone who just like walked outside the door just for like a second and just hearing Natsui, like, it'd just be sad.
落ち着け。分かっておるわ。
Calm down. I understand you.
クラウスの錬金術はじきに大勢を迎える。
Krause's alchemy will soon yield great results.
今年を乗り切ればなんとかなるのだ。
If we can just make it through this year, we'll manage.
だからうろたえるでない。
So don't get flustered.
しかし去年と同じ手では無理だとして取った作戦がこの籠城なのですよ。
But we used this strategy precisely because we wouldn't be able to pull off the same trick as last year, right?
一度は無理と切り捨てた作戦を再び選ぶのは愚の骨頂ではありませんか。
Isn't it the height of stupidity to return to a plan you previously abandoned because it was impossible?
一体今さらどういう筋書きを作るというのですか。
Just what sort of plan could we hope to make at this point?
それは私とロノウェイで用意します。
Renova and I will prepare one.
お任せを。幻想を生み出すのは魔女たちの役目。
Leave it to us, for creating illusions is what witches do.
夏日様はそのご許可をくださるだけで結構でございます。
All you have to do is give us your permission, Natsui-sama.
お師匠様もロノウェもこういう時は実に頼れるぞ。
Teacher and Renova are quite reliable at times such as these.
片翼のわしの使用人どもも家具としては優秀だ。
And the servants of the one-winged eagle are top-notch furniture.
お師匠様たちが魔法を再構築すればそれを守るために働くだろう。
Once Teacher and Renova rebuild the magic we need, I imagine the servants will work hard to protect it.
今からでも決して遅くはない。
It still isn't too late.
金蔵を書斎から出しその幻想を歩き回らせよう。
Let's take Kinzo out of the study and make that illusion walk around.
その作戦を長く検討し、それでも有効なものが見出せなかったから籠城を選んだことを忘れましたか。
Did you forget we chose our current strategy because we considered plans like that? Couldn't find anything that would work?
急場にうろたえ、軽々しく当初の作戦を投げ出すなど愚かしいことです。
It would be the height of foolishness to get flustered in an emergency and carelessly throw away our primary plan.
しかし夏日様、
But Natsui-sama.
籠城ではもはやしのぎきれぬことは毒素の真っ只中でそれを感じ取っておられた夏日様が一番ご存知のはずです。
As you stand there amidst the toxin, you must realize better than anyone else that we will no longer be able to outlast the siege.
私は籠城の方針は変えずに何とか他の作戦を考えられないかと提案します。
I propose that we try and think of another plan without changing our objective of holding the fort.
とにかくこの部屋を密室に保ちさえすれば誰もお父様の存在を否定はできないのです。
In any event, as long as we can keep this room sealed, no one will be able to deny Father's existence.
開けることのできぬ猫箱の中身を断定することなど何人にもできないのですから。
After all, one cannot determine the contents of a cat box that no number of people could ever hope to open.
確かにそうではあるが。
Well, that may be true.
人間どもは不条理であるぞ。
But humans are capable of defying reason.
密閉した猫箱とて ケーキの箱に群がるクロアリのように箱を食い破って中に入ることもあり得る。
It's possible for them to eat into an airtight cat box and go inside like black ants closing in on a box of cake.
ベルンカステル教の駒も気になるしな。
Lady Berncastell's piece also worries me.
エリカ様が晩餐の話題をさらってくださったのは幸いでした。
It was fortunate that Erika-sama stole the show at tonight's dinner. Wait, is Renove agreeing with what I was saying earlier? Are me and Renove on the same wavelength right now? Also, you say, wow, she actually made them cave. And I get that, but also, if we're going back to the theory that everything is just in her head, of course, technically, she should be able to convince herself of good logic, of her logic, right? I mean, maybe I'm oversimplifying it when I say all that, but, like, if we're truly going to, like, the very basic, like, these are all just voices inside her head, and she's having conversations with herself. Of course, at some point, she's going to be able to just win any argument inside of her own head, unless she's really bad. I guess there are many people who hear voices inside their own head constantly and lose their own arguments, so... But... I guess I digress.
おかげで今夜の親族会議をお開きにできる雰囲気を生み出してくれたのですから。
By doing that, she created an atmosphere in which it was possible to close down the family conference for the night. God, Renove is saying exactly what I see. I'm aware of things.
普段のように即座に親族会議となっていたら、今夜にも結界は破られていたかもしれません。
I got that gray matter. Or the gray cells. I have plenty of gray cells in my head. If you all had returned directly to the family conference as usual, the barrier might have broken tonight.
しかしそのせいでより濃密に毒素は練り上げられました。
However, it also made the toxin grow even thicker.
明日まで練り上げられた毒素は密室結界をたやすく侵すでしょう。
After it thickens all night, it might manage to penetrate the closed room barrier with ease. Yeah, yeah, Natsu's probably just like, metaphorically, like, just shitting her pants, just like, hoping, that everyone just forgets.
籠城を続けるにせよ、やめるにせよ。
Whether we continue to hold down the fort or not.
どちらにせよ、新しい作戦と結界を用意しなくては、明日は乗り越えられません。
We will not make it through tomorrow unless we prepare a new strategy and a new barrier.
密室結界を破るための何かの策があるのかもしれぬな、ベルンカステル教には。
Lady Berncastel might have some plan for breaking the closed room barrier.
あのエリカというコマめ、侮れぬぞ。
We can't take that piece called Erica lightly.
それを言えば、例の19年前の復讐とかいう謎の男もベルンカステル教の駒かもしれません。
Come to think of it, that man who mentioned taking revenge for the events of 19 years ago might also be a piece of Lady Berncastel's. I almost, as he was saying that, and I say that I read ahead and everything, I was so confused. I was like, wait, there's a man? And then I was like, oh wait, the phone call thing that happened just... I had to snap back and be like, oh yeah, there was that weird phone call thing that happened. That was weird. that was strange.
18の駒で均衡が取れていた盤面に望まぬ駒が2つも追加された。
Yeah, that phone call, that happened. This board achieved equilibrium with 18 pieces, but now has 2 undesired pieces added to it.
イレギュラーが多すぎます、今年は。
There are too many irregularities this year.
ベルンカステル教は東洋趣味が終わりだったな。
Lady Berncastel is a fan of Eastern things.
日本のチェス、将棋ではゲーム中に駒を追加することもできるというではないか。
In shogi, or Japanese chess, aren't you allowed to drop pieces in during a game?
ええ、可能ですよ。
Yes, that is possible.
敵のキングの目の前に駒置き場より取り出したクイーンを置くことさえ将棋では許された切り札たる一手です。
Even the act of dropping a queen from the captured pile right in front of the enemy king is an allowable trump card in shogi.
19年前を語る男はどうしているのでしょう。
I wonder what that man who claimed to have a connection from 19 years ago is doing now.
この島のどこかにすでに潜んでいるというのでしょうか。
Is he already hiding somewhere on this island?
あのエリカという少女が漂着と称して現れることができたのです。
That girl called Erica was able to appear by claiming to have drifted here.
あの男もこの台風にもかかわらず島のどこかに上陸し息を潜めているのかもしれない。
The man might also have landed somewhere on this island despite the typhoon, and he may be hiding somewhere now.
そして親族たちをもはや騙し切ることは難しく。
And it's going to be hard to fully deceive the relatives any longer.
どうして
Why?
どうしてこうもイレギュラーが重なるのですか。
Why have so many irregular things happen at the same time?
この悪夢と偶然の奇跡をどう説明すればいいというのですか。
How can you explain this nightmarish miracle of coincidence? One name, Bernie. Natsui slammed the desk hard, held her head, and cringed at the pain from her overwhelming headache.
ベルンカステル教は奇跡を司る。
Lady Bernkastel controls miracles.
あの御人の前にイレギュラーと奇跡は驚くにも値せぬぞ。
There's no point being surprised at irregularities or miracles when she's around.
将棋は確かにキングの真正面に敵の駒が突如現れることを認めたゲームです。
While shogi is a game in which an enemy piece might suddenly appear in front of a king,
ですが、だからこそそこに隙間を作らぬ完璧な陣形を作り、キングを守る芸術的な城を構築します。
for that very reason, you build up a perfect formation that won't allow for such a weakness, artistically constructing a castle around your king.
ならばやはり籠城は正しいではありませんか。
In that case, isn't holding the fort exactly what we should be doing now?
こもりきれる籠城ならばいざ知れず、今はそれを期待できる段階にありません。
Perhaps if we had a fort we could hold, but we cannot hope for such a thing now.
壁を背負わぬキングを詰めるのは難しく、四方を分けたキングを詰めるのはさらに困難だろう。
It's difficult to corner a king with no wall to his back, and even more difficult to corner one with open spaces in all directions.
ネズミで考えよ。
Think of a mouse.
カゴに閉じ込めたネズミを掴むことはできよう。
You can catch a mouse that's shut in a cage.
しかし、野に逃げ出したネズミを掴むことなど、雲を掴むに等しい話よ。
However, catching a mouse in a field is like trying to catch a cloud. A T-shaped cloud. Natsui-sama,
どうか検討することのご許可を。
please allow us to consider this option.
金蔵様が書斎をお出になり、気まぐれに屋敷内を闊歩しながら親族の方々の目を逃れる。
Kinjo-sama will leave his study and wander around the mansion on a whim, avoiding the gazes of the relatives.
それが自然である筋書きを明朝までに考えます。
We will think of a natural seeming plan for this by morning.
危険では。
Don't you see the danger?
それくらいならお父様がこの部屋で機嫌を損ねられていることを演じ続けた方が。
If we're willing to consider such a dangerous option, wouldn't it be better to continue acting as though father's in his room in a bad mood?
明日にも親族の方々はこの書斎の前に詰めかけるでしょう。
Tomorrow, the relatives will crowd around the study once again.
そこの扉一枚向こう側に詰めかけるのです。
They'll be right on the other side of that single door.
そこで夏日様は金蔵様と怒鳴り合いをしているかのようなふりを一体何時間続けられるというのですか。
When that happens, just how long do you intend to make it seem like they're having a yelling match with Kinzo-sama? I was laughing again because, again, I was brought up the idea of a weekend at Bernie's type situation. Just with Kinzo's dead body. Just gotta move it and make it seem like he's still alive. Let's see, it's impossible.
その不可能をなんとか36時間逃げ切らねばならないのです。
And we must find some way to propose that. Try that again. I got tripped up there. And we must find some way to postpone. It's a simple word, postpone that impossibility for 36 hours.
やれと言うならやります。
If you tell me to do it, I will.
私は後宮夏日
I am Ishiromiya Natsui.
後宮家当主の妻
I
で
can
す
read. The wife of the Ishiromiya family head.
それをやれと言うなら私は何日でもここでお父様と怒鳴り合いをしているところを演じましょう
If you tell me to do that, I will act out a shouting match with father for as many days as it takes. Og. Even Natsui realized that she could never manage it. But she no longer saw any chance of victory from a plan that involved an illusion of Kinzo walking around. Banging on the desk several times with tears of rage streaming down her face, Natsui alternated between groaning from her headache and placing the blame on one thing or another. I know, it's kind of sad. She's in such a tough spot. She had a husband that just completely has put her in a difficult decision. She has conniving siblings that are just, or technically not her siblings, but you know what I mean. A family that is just waiting for the right moment to strike. So like any slip up, any small slip up, and she's just completely fucked even more. She doesn't know what to do. She doesn't know what to do, so much to the point where she's considering just crazy, acting out crazy situations to try to make it work. All while, again, we go with the theory that she is mentally probably not 100% sane if she is, in theory, having conversations constantly with people and voices and things inside of her head. But again, that's a somewhat gray area. Who knows? Who knows what this game is trying to convince me of? Yeah, or convince me. It does. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? It made one feel that there must be some curse that made anyone who sat in that chair act that way.
これは奥様が逃げる詰将棋ですな。
This is like a game of mating shogi, where you are on the defensive.
詰将棋ですから、相手のキングはない。
In mating shogi, the opponent has no king.
決められた手数を逃げ切る以外に、奥様に勝つ手はないのです。
And you have no way of winning other than avoiding a checkmate for a predetermined number of moves.
その手数か
And to think.
あと1日半もあるなんて
That I must escape for a whole day and a half's worth of moves.
多すぎます
It's just too many.
考えることをやめるでない。降参するでない。
Don't stop thinking. Don't give up.
愚痴はわらわが聞こうぞ。だから音を上げるでないぞ。
I'll listen to your complaints, so don't have a fit.
そなたの絶対にこの苦難を乗り越えようという絶対の意志が絶対の結果を紡ぎ出す。
Your unshaking will to overcome this trial will bring you success with certainty. Where's Kraus in this? One of two things. He's either A, too preoccupied and busy fucking up another monetary deal, or B, he has been told, most likely maybe by Natsui, to leave her alone, in the fact that if he was to try to assist her, he would find a way to mess this up even more. I'm leaning towards that second option. There's, I think, a very non-zero possibility chance where he was like, oh, Natsui, allow me to help with the situation. And she was like, please go occupy yourself in another room. I don't need your incompetence to ruin this anymore. That's just how I feel. And I feel Natsui would not have any problem telling that to him. And not only for her to say that to him, but for him to be like, you know what? You're very right. And then just to leave.
それこそが絶対の魔女の力。
That's the power of the witch's certainty for you. Or, you know, I don't know Kraus that well as a character. We've gotten some glimpse or whatever. What is the possibility also, maybe, that, like, he's seeing what Natsui is going through right now, and either in a wholesome, not wholesome, but either in a concerned way, he goes, I don't want to, like, I don't want to, like, be a part of this in, like, a concerned way, or in, like, a, in a more assholey way. Like, I don't want to get myself tangled up in this. Like there's got to be, he must, I just see something that's happening behind the scene, like what Natsui's kind of like going through. I wouldn't be surprised if he somehow sees that and he's like, well, I'm just gonna let her do that and I will leave. I don't know if I read this. That's the power of the witch of certainty for you.
その魔力を失ってはならぬ。
You must not lose that magical power.
必ず乗り越えられると信じよ。
Believe that you will overcome this no matter what.
きっと妙案は浮かぶ。
I'm sure you'll think of a brilliant plan. I just love how Beatrice has to give Natsui a pep talk.
だからそれを考えることを投げ出してはならぬ。
Cheerleader Beatrice here. Therefore, you mustn't give up and you mustn't stop thinking.
そうですね。
You're right.
分かっています。
I understand.
私が乗り越えねば他の誰にも乗り越えられぬ困難なのです。
Only I can overcome this hardship.
そうとも。
That is correct.
それを乗り越えてみせよと。そなたは金蔵に託されたのではないか。
Didn't Kinzo entrust you with the job of overcoming these challenges?
金蔵はそなたなら託せると認めたのだ。
Kinzo acknowledged that you are worthy of that responsibility.
お父様。
Father.
お父様。
She just fell. Father. Cry, 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 cry.
お師匠様とロノウェが手は考える。
Teacher Renove will think of a move.
もちろんわらわも考える。
Of course, I'll think as well.
だが、主であるそなたの許可なくばそれも許されぬ。
However, even that we cannot do without permission from our master. From you.
だからせめてそなたは戦う意志を捨てるな。
So at the very least, don't abandon your will to fight.
諦めるな。
Don't give up.
分かってます。分かってます。
I understand. I understand.
でも、もう疲れ切ってしまって、頭痛が耐えられなくて。
But I'm already all tired out, and I can't stand this headache.
どうして私はこんなにも冷え切った書斎でたった一人で泣いているの？
Why is it that I'm crying here, all alone in this frigid study?
どうして主人は今ここにいてくれないの？
Why? Why isn't my husband here for me now? Damn. Damn. Back when dinner ended, Kraus claimed to be dizzy and went to bed early. Of course, he had done this to get enough rest to ready himself for the long day ahead. But to Natsui right now, felt as though he'd just gone straight to sleep and pushed the entire burden on her. Yikes. However, complaining about such a thing would mean her failure as a wife. Isn't it a good wife's duty to work hard and put family first, even when her husband is resting? Filled with regret even at her anger towards her husband, unable to determine at whom she should be angry, Natsui continued to sob. If only Kinzo could just speak to her kindly at times like this. Beatrice searched for him, but Kinzo had been nowhere to be seen in the study for some time now. Perhaps Natsui had noticed this as well. Though she bragged that fighting alone and supporting from behind was the responsibility of a good wife, without anyone to tell her that this really was necessary, she was now so frail that she couldn't even stop her own tears. Just as Beato was trying to think of words to console Natsui, Virgilia tapped her lightly on the shoulder. Sometimes, when words of consolation don't come from the mouth of the right person, they could do more harm than good. So, Virgilia silently told Beato that remaining silent was the best course of action for now. But here's Gap to make the situation better. I'm giving a thumbs up to the camera. Hi, sorry to interrupt. I know I'm an outsider, but I wonder if you'd let me speak.
Gap?
Gap? Please restrain yourself for the time being.
いえ、この場にいる限り部外者も客人もありません。
No. In this room, there's no distinction between outsiders, guests, and the rest of us.
発言を許します。
You may speak.
ありがとう。
Ow, what was that? Thank you. What was that noise? Ow. Is that just on me? Is that my end? It's like a weird pop noise. Okay, Gap says thank you.
さっきロノウェイは言ったわ。
It might have just been on my end. I don't know what it was, but thank you. Renove said it. It was just like a startling pop. Thank you. Renove said himself a while ago.
これは夏日が逃げる詰将棋だとね。
This is mating shogi with you on the defensive.
詰将棋はどうして負けるの？
How do you lose in mating shogi?
キングがチェックメイトされるからでしょ？
It's when your king is checkmated, right?
言われるまでもないわ。
That goes without saying.
そして敵にはキングがない。
And the opponent has no king.
だから夏日は自分のキングを逃がし続けるしかない。
Therefore, all Natsuki can do is have her king run away constantly.
なるほど。
I see.
その手ですか。
So you're thinking of that move.
もうその時が来ましたか。
Has the time already come?
どういうことです？
What do you mean?
何か手があるというのですか？
Do you mean there's some sort of move remaining to us?
夏日はゴールドスミスの死を隠す一番最初に提案してるわ。
It's what you proposed in the very beginning, about how to hide Goldsmith's death.
それを使う時が来たということよ。
I'm trying to say the time's come for us to use that.
失踪ですか？
You mean having him go missing?
その一手を親族会議の今指すというのですか？
You mean to make that move right now during the family conference?
危険すぎます。
That's too dangerous. Once they successfully resolved all their problems, they would have to lay Kinzo to rest. And the best way to do that was to make him disappear. One day, Kinzo would go out into the forest and never return. They wouldn't be able to find him no matter how much they searched, so he would be declared missing.
さっきリーチェも言ったわ。
You said it yourself a second ago, Riche.
野に逃れたネズミを捕まえることはできない。
You can't catch a mouse that's escaped to a field.
そして森に消えたゴールドスミスを捕らえることもね。
And you can't catch an old man who's disappeared into the forest. Goldsmith.
それで言い逃れられると？
You plan for us to talk your way out of the, you plan for us to talk our way out of it like that?
この最も疑われた今にその一手を指すなどまさに自殺にも等しい一手です。
To use such a move now when the suspicion against us is greatest would be no better than committing suicide.
疑われるでしょう。
Oh, they will probably suspect it.
まさに疑惑と呼ばれるに等しい一手でしょう。
Such a move would most certainly lead to mistrust.
しかし、この書斎に彼らが踏み込もうともぬけの殻。
However, even if they were to set foot in the study, they would find nothing to aid them.
金蔵様を捕らえることは永遠に不可能で。
It would never again be possible for them to keep Kinzo-sama pinned down.
その死は、これほどまでに疑わしいにもかかわらず、立証することができない。
And no matter how much they suspected his death, they would be unable to prove it.
36時間どころか永遠に金蔵の秘密を守ることができるんじゃない？
Forget about a mere 36 hours. You'd be able to protect Kinzo's secret forever that way, right?
もちろんそれにふさわしいリスクを背負うことになるけれど。
Of course, we'll also have to bear an appropriate risk.
その一手を指せば確かにこの場を乗り切ることはできようが、
If you make that move, you may be able to overcome this particular challenge.
失う名誉も計り知れぬぞ。
But we cannot even guess at how much prestige you might lose for it.
それでも
Even so,
確実にこの場を乗り切れる一手よ。
it's a move that will most certainly overcome our current challenge.
もちろん疑惑を大きく背負うわ。
Of course, you'll then have to face an even greater suspicion,
でも死なない。
but you won't die.
確かにそれは
Yes,
そうですが。
that may be true, but
関東大震災で後宮家は本当だったら滅んでいるはずだったのよ。
During the Great Kanto earthquake, the Ishimiya family should have died.
それを狂気の天才ゴールドスミスが再建して、
However, the mad genius goldsmith revived it so splendidly
あなたが守りたくなるくらいに立派に再建してみせたわ。
that it's now something you desire to protect.
なら今度はそれをあなたたち新しき当主夫妻がやってみせるべきなのよ。
So this time, it is up to you and your husband, the new head and his wife, to do the same.
ほう、
Huh?
そういう煽り方をなさいますか。
Is that how you intend to stir her up?
煽りじゃないわ。
I'm not stirring her up.
当主夫人としての覚悟を私は聞いているだけよ。
I'm just asking if she's prepared to be the wife of the head.
泥をすすってでも後宮家を守る覚悟があなたにはあるんでしょ？
Are you prepared to protect the Ishimiya family, even if you end up getting dragged through the dirt to do it?
あります。
I am prepared.
今がその時よ。
Then now is the time.
泥をすすって生き延びられるならいくらでも飲み干しなさい。
If you can survive by being dragged through the dirt, then crawl with all your might.
あなたは苦害を這いずって生き延び、やがては必ず栄光を取り戻す。
You'll inch your way through this world of suffering, and eventually you'll restore that glory.
この序列第33位のガープがそれを約束してあげるわ。
I, Gap, the 33rd in rank, promise you this.
ガープ。
Gap!
私がこのタイミングでここへ遊びに来たのはきっとそれを望む偶然の神々のお導きでしょうよ。
The fact that I came to play at a time like this must be a sign from the gods of happenstance.
守ってあげる。後宮夏日。
I'll keep this promise, Ishiromiya Natsui.
対価は不要よ。
I require nothing in return.
あんたに仕えてるリーチェからすでにたっぷり前払いされてるわ。
Riche, the one who serves you, has already paid me plenty in advance. Gap may have seemed irresponsible, but she actually possessed a strong sense of duty. She was the kind of person who just couldn't leave someone in trouble alone.
前払い？
Payment in advance?
はて、わらわがいつ？
Oh, when did I do that?
記憶にないぞ。
I have no memory of such a thing. Giggle, giggle.
あなたがどこにしまったか思い出せないマジックアイテムの数々。
Oh, I just mean those magical items you couldn't remember where you put.
随分とちょろまかせてもらってるもの。
I made off with quite a few of them. What?
見つからないのはやはりそなたの仕業だったか。
So, that was your doing after all?
返
Give them back!
せ！幻の金髄晶とムーンステッキ返せ！
Give back my illusionary silver crystal and moon stick.
まだくっつけて遊んでないのに。
I still haven't played around by sticking them together yet. Oh, that
私から
trickster.
授けられる魔法と作戦はそんなところよ。
That's the sort of magic and strategy you can expect from me.
ゴールドスミスを誰にも見つけられない世界へ私は隠すことができる。
I can hide Goldsmith away in a world where no one will be able to find him.
この魔法が必要になったらいつでも言って。
Let me know the instant you need that magic.
その直前まで夏日は他のもっと無難な作戦を思案すればいい。
Until then, feel free to think of another, safer plan.
確かに
True, true.
選択肢を残すことは心のゆとりを残すこと。
Having alternatives is beneficial for your peace of mind.
心にゆとりなくして妙案も生まれぬものです。
And without that, you'll never think of a brilliant plan.
夏日様、
Hatsui-sama,
夜は短くありません。
we have quite some time remaining us tonight.
ガープの手は最後の切り札とし、今は策を練りましょう。
Let's leave Gap's strategy as a final trump card and iron out a plan of our own for now.
そのご許可をどうか。
Please give us permission.
そして必ず成し遂げられるという信頼と魔力と絶対の信念を我らにお与えください。
And please give us the trust, magical power, and absolute conviction we'll need to succeed without fail.
あんたが信じれば私がそれを叶えるわ。
If you have faith, I'll make your dreams come true.
あんたが疑えば それも私が叶える。
If you succumb to doubt, then I'll make those nightmares come true.
未来、あなたが作りなさい。
You must build your own future. Kinzo would disappear, and right in the middle of this family conference, such a move truly would be a last resort. Bearing this final trump card in her heart, Natsui decided that she would grope around for a different plan until the last second. After all, this long, long night has only just begun. Berg, still in her piece, had just as long to prepare as Natsui did. Oh, scary. Alright, we're gonna call it there. Nope, shut up, Battler. We're calling it there for the night. Right at basically the 2-hour mark. Good stuff. Good stuff. We were teased the answer to the riddle, and we didn't get it in these 2 hours. This is my suffering. Apparently. More epitaph riddle solving, it seems, just based on here and Battler. Let's see. So, if you care only about Umineko, which is fair, next time we will be playing this should be Saturday night, as we usually do, as we have now for weeks and weeks at this point. So that will be Saturday night. Tomorrow, I think I should be on stream again, and I'm going to start, I'm actually going to start Starfield. So I'm excited for that. It's going to be, I think it's going to be ridiculous. I think it'll be fun, though. I think it'll be fun. I'm looking forward to it. We'll see how that goes. Friday, no stream Thursday, obviously. Friday night, I'm still not entirely sure. Friday will probably be most likely either more Starfield, or I venture back and start what I think is the second half of Cuphead. I don't know. It will depend basically on, I guess, how much we progress in Starfield on Wednesday and how much I get hooked. But we'll definitely see. Oh, Erica. Oh, Erica. Alright, well, thank you so much for watching, enjoying, hopefully enjoying, tonight's stream. Have a nice rest of your night. Have a great Wednesday as well. Stay safe, stay well, do good, be good. And I'll catch you guys in another stream. Clap, 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 clap.